your life in regards to faith before Islam? What were you believing in?
I always believed there was one God. I followed Judaism till my teenage years. When I went to college, I started looking around and started looking and exploring and discovering and having different experiences and asking a lot of questions. A couple of things made me question my beliefs. When I was a young boy, we lived in a town where there was a university, and they had these houses called Hillel houses. Hillel was a great teacher from the old time. And there would be a rabbi there, and the college students would go there and pray. They'd try to keep the college students connected. So I was a little boy when we lived in Columbia, Missouri, and my parents always took us to the Friday night services, and I always remembered those memories with a lot of affection because we would be declaring, the Shahada, basically, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. There would be singing, and so, there would be different rituals. But that was the main thing, what held us together was that we were monotheistic, that we believed in one God. When I got a little older, I started asking questions about things that were in the Bible, in the Torah, regarding Jesus, peace be upon him, Isa, and others. And they always told me, don't pay any attention to that. That's a mistranslation. Kind of deflect. So what happened in my case was the training I got for this great event was supposed to be when a boy becomes a man. They put me in a room with a vinyl, with a record player, and told me to memorize this. I never sat with a rabbi and actually learned the inner meaning of what it was I was reciting. It was just learn this like it's a performance, and you got to look good to the congregation to show that we're good teachers. And it wasn't like they sat down and explained what any of it meant. That kind of, I was just a kid, but I didn't like it. And this is a very important part. My parents said to me, it's your 13th birthday. Would you like a trip to Israel? At that time, everybody, all Jewish kids were being encouraged to go make a trip to Israel. Why? So they could brainwash you, so they could tell you this is, I said, I want a party. And I thank Allah I chose the party, because when I see what's happening now, it could have been me. I could have gotten my head twisted sideways by those people. So I just had a lot of questions because the way people were living wasn't matching what I was reading about. And I didn't understand, but that was the main thing and the thing about Kennedy getting killed, it wasn't all religious questions. It was all about everything that was going on in the world altogether that made me start looking. I dropped out of college and I went and lived they started a farm in Tennessee, and I went and lived on that farm for a while. And people were just